This program on investing under regulation crowdfunding is not investment advice.
Rising with the crowd, power unbound, change makers lead where hope is found. Superpowers for good, shaping the fate. Investors and dreamers open the gate. Supercrow stands loud, proud and true, building tomorrow for me and you.
Picture with me, if you will, a stack, a pile, a mountain of all of the plastic toothpaste tubes you've ever used in your whole life. Imagine how big that is. Now imagine all of them. For all of the people in the world who are throwing out their plastic toothpaste tubes, one a month, one every 3 weeks? Holy cow, it's an enormous mess. Well, our guest today has a solution for that, and I'm excited to introduce you to her. Welcome to the Super Crowd Presents Superpowers for Good. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe. And before we get started, I want to invite you to join me at Super Crowd 25. This is our big annual virtual 2-day event. You can watch 18 hours of amazing, highly valuable content absolutely for free. Watch it on E360 TV, YouTube, Facebook, elsewhere, Substack, on our newsletter. It will be easy to watch. Register for free at thesupercrowd25.com, and we'll get you all the details for how you can watch it and not miss a minute of this amazing content. There's also a VIP option for just $25 to get a backstage pass and VIP networking opportunities before, during, and after the event, as well as a bonus webinar. So check it out. Learn more at thesupercrowd25.com. Now, let me introduce you to our amazing superpower guest, Deepti Brambl. Deepti is the founder of Kaylaan, an amazing company that's making plastic-free toothpaste products. And it's not toothpaste. Deepti, tell us about it. Tell us about your products.
Yep, it is a toothpaste tablet. This is what it looks like, essentially a pea-sized tablet. All you do is you crunch it, your saliva does the magic, and you just brush your teeth how you normally would. And so by doing that, there is nothing to send to the landfill. This is made of clean ingredients, so you don't have to worry about the chemicals that you see in the traditional toothpaste, and you are conserving water. So essentially, people start using our product with the concept like, oh, these are great for traveling, but people are conscious about their plastic waste that they are generating, then they easily transition to everyday use. But we have seen that pattern where customers like, oh, I don't want to carry a bulky toothpaste, go through the TSA. So let me just start using this for my travel or whatever, and then do the transition. So it is. We have 5 different flavors, one for everyone. Mint is our most popular one, and when we launched the mint products, we received lots of questions from moms saying that the kids, I didn't even know that kids think mint is spicy, and they make a huge mess in the kitchen sink, in the sink. So we started getting lots of requests from moms or parents to be like, can you create something that's a little bit fruity? So we came up with strawberry and watermelon, and that is like absolutely kids' favorite. But then we also started getting requests from people who are above 55. They're like, mint is too sensitive for my teeth, so can you please create like something for us, people who are above 55. So we came up with cinnamon, and that is like pretty popular with people who are above 55. And I am from the Himalayas, and neem is a plant that it's been used for centuries to clean teeth. And just to honor my roots, we also launched neem. And we have both the option. With the controversy between fluoride and non-fluoride, we are leaving that to the consumer. So we do offer fluoride on all the flavors except for neem, and we also offer non-fluoride. So we are letting the consumer make that decision which one they prefer.
It's really exciting to see what you're doing, and I really love, that it's just so well done, so professional, so beautiful, and you know, doing this in a way that's drug compliant because fluoride's a drug.
Yep.
That's a big challenge. Tell us about how you've been able to make that work.
Yeah, so when we launched the company, FDA had just allowed to add fluoride to the toothpaste tablets. And we jumped on that opportunity. My co-founder is a toxicologist, and in conversation with the toxicologist as well as with the dentist, every dentist will tell you the importance of fluoride. So we just went in, and we are the only company in the US that actually manufactures toothpaste tablets with fluoride. And the process to go through adding just fluoride into the FDA process was pretty challenging for us, but we somehow nailed it. But then when you are FDA compliant, you have to be FDA compliant. That is something, like you have to follow good manufacturing practices. All the tablets needs to be tested. All that component of like testing, we were not aware of it. But when FDA audited us, they gave us pointers, and we jumped on that opportunity. We used that opportunity as in, wow, we are the only company and and green manufacturing, along with adding fluoride to the toothpaste tablets. So we spent quite a lot of time last year in making sure we are compliant, GMP compliant, we are FDA compliant. And on top of it, just a sad part is Congress passed a bill in 2021 where, if you are manufacturing over the counter, because we add fluoride, so it's considered OTC product. So if you manufacture OTC product, you have to pay every year the FDA fees, and that fees is based on the inflation, the economy, and it is a little bit sad for us because we are a small startup, working on the environment sustainability aspect to eliminate plastic use. And then on top of it, to pay, like this year we got a bill for $25,000. So we know, every year this number, the FDA fees is just going to keep going. But we didn't stop. We know, all these hardship, we just manage to get through, and then we'll just continue, working and adding more, hopefully maybe more flavors. We recently also launched mouthwash tablets. The reason why we launched mouthwash tablet is when toothpaste tablet is such a new concept, so people were like, hey, do we chew this and that's it, we don't have to brush our teeth? And we're like, no, you still have to brush your teeth. But then that gave us an idea. It was like people who don't want to brush their teeth, like if they are like they don't want to carry their bulky mouthwash, we launched that product. Mouthwash does not contain any fluoride because too much fluoride, in the toothpaste, in the water, in the toothpaste and mouthwash, we don't want to, it causes fluorosis. So we wanted to avoid adding fluoride to the mouthwash. So yeah, so it has been a very tough journey, but we never backed up,
That's great. I really appreciate you walking us through some of those challenges because it's really a difficult process. I started my career in a good manufacturing processes environment with some of those OTC kinds of drugs and nutritional supplements, and it is really challenging to do that right, to do it well. So I'm really thrilled to see the success you're having with that. As you now are growing, you are raising some capital from the crowd. Tell us a little bit about how you decided to raise money on Honeycomb Credit.
Yes, so when we launched the company, we didn't have any idea about tableting. We have chemistry background and engineering background, so we didn't want to take anyone money to fund our project. So I worked full time to see whether this will be a viable solution or not. And after going through the FDA process, so when we and B Corp process. B Corp is, it's a sustainability badge that you receive. It's a very rigorous process. But when we knew that we are going to become a brand, we were adamant that the two things that's important to add fluoride and to be sustainable business, and bring green manufacturing back, and also support the green economy is what we focused on. And but now we are at a crucial point where, like I mentioned, the FDA fees, and you showed some of the equipments that we use. As we are scaling, we need to purchase new equipments, which is a great feeling. Even though it includes capital, but which means like it's a telltale sign that we are growing. And so and then marketing, like I mentioned, we come from a scientific background. Marketing is somewhere like we initially, like any other scientist, would think like, oh, you build it, they will come. But that idea, that whole thought process or narrative, like, all right, no, even if you have a great product, you have to market it. So that's when we decided to go the route of crowdfunding. We could have gone the route of VC raising funds, but we did not want to compromise on, the ingredients or the quality of our product. And I'm not saying like that is usually, when you take VC money, you have to be in their terms or in their deals. And with crowdfunding, it's our community. We have built a very strong community, and we wanted to give we wanted to give back to our community, but at the same time use that fund very wisely so we can grow consistently. And we never tried to go viral, or we like I said, we spent a lot of time on going through the B Corp certification, going through the FDA process, implementing GMP compliance. That was a priority for us. And then now we want to grow sustainably, and use the funds from our community and help them in return to make it, yeah.
That's great. Now, it is wonderful to see. I've been kind of watching your campaign, and you only have a few weeks left. In fact, when this episode airs, it will be a little under a week left for people to have the opportunity to invest. And I'm a little bit nervous. You're having so much success. There may not be room for everyone in this deal. So I want to encourage those of you who are watching to check this out. When you see it, the moment you see it, visit s4g.biz/Kaylaan. That'll take you right to the Honeycomb credit page, and you can check this out. It's really an interesting campaign. You need to check it out, folks. This is an opportunity to do so many things all at once. Improve health, right? Reduce the plastic contamination in the world. Help the environment, which helps people. Help a woman entrepreneur, great entrepreneur, power entrepreneur. This is an opportunity for a win-win. So I really want to encourage you to take advantage of all this opportunity, for the great impact you can have and the opportunity to make a little money with Deepti's help. Now, Deepti, we got to take a quick break. Forgive me, but we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to you about your superpower. So stick around. Folks, Deepti Brambl, founder of Kaylaan, an amazing company making toothpaste tablets, much more environmentally friendly, give you an opportunity to create zero plastic waste in your stream, and they're doing a great job in their manufacturing processes to avoid it as well. This is so powerful, so much impact. Stick around. We're going to shift gears when we come back to talk to Deepti about her superpower.
Download a free copy of How to Make Money with Impact Crowdfunding. The book Sarah Hanks describes as
a fantastic overview, not just of crowdfunding investing, but of investing in general.
Andrew Savikas raved,
"This book offers unparalleled insights for anyone looking to make a difference."
Scan the QR code to get your copy. Supercrowd 25, where innovation meets impact.
18 hours of live content, 5 platforms, 1 global audience.
Join the largest event for regulated investment crowdfunding. Live pitches, expert panels, real change.
August 21st and 22nd.
Scan the code or visit thesupercrowd25.com to register free today.
Struggling to raise capital for your business? Unlock the power of the crowd with AI. My free guide, Crowdfunding Made Simple, walks you through every step to success. Get funded smarter, faster. Scan the QR code now for your free download.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm just thrilled to introduce you today to Deepti Brambl. She is a powerhouse entrepreneur who's creating Kaylaan, a new toothpaste brand that is plastic-free. Amazing company. I'm excited. But we're going to shift gears now to talk to Deepti about her superpower, so stick around for this. Deepti, you really have done something pretty amazing here. No messing around. You've been working at this for a while. I hate to harp on this in a way, but just to get the good manufacturing practices compliant with the FDA, it's such a big deal, so important, so difficult. I really want to congratulate you. What is your superpower?
Superpower. I am a first-gen American. When I received my citizenship in 2019, I just couldn't be a bystander and just watch like what's happening with climate change. So the superpower is, I'm Nepali, coming from Nepal, going through the whole immigration process, getting your citizenship process. That did not deter me. And I think if I'm laser focused and want to achieve something, that is something that I would say that's my superpower. And like you mentioned, that didn't deter me. Going through the FDA process didn't deter me. Going through the B Corp process didn't deter me. And so yeah, it's just being persistent and showing up. And the superpower is failing a lot, because that's where the real growth happens. And as an entrepreneur, I have failed miserably a lot. But I think just crying it out and just standing back on your feet and just tackling the problem, again.
That's such an amazing superpower. In a way, you're saying failure is my superpower. And it's an interesting recognition that failure is an inherent required part of success. Some of the things that we do on the way to huge success are going to be stumbles, falls, trips. Amazing, powerful insight. I appreciate you sharing. I wonder if would you share an example of a failure you overcame that's helped bring you to this point?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of failures, but again, because FDA, as you know, is such a challenge, so I'm just going to focus on that one. The failure is to be compliant, I had a one-pager documentation. So like, this is the process that we do. And when FDA audited us, and I'm full transparency, they gave us like, it's called 485 letter, entailing that we are not 100% compliant with FDA. So during that process, we were picking up on Amazon, but then Amazon got a notification. They delisted us off Amazon. So we had to, tackle the FDA 100% compliance issue first, and then put everything in the back burner. But in the hindsight, it was such a blessing, for FDA to audit us, to be very honest, because had they not audited us, we would have just like continued on this path, for God only knows how long. So that kind of helped us, if we are going to be a green manufacturer in the US, we have to conform to all these compliances. So we didn't take it like, obviously it also comes with money, right? We had to hire a consultant, but we didn't, and then, scratch around to find funds. But this is, like I said, it's a self-funded company. So we figured things out through the process. But yeah, I would say like it was a failure, but it was also a very good failure in the sense like, and a blessing in disguise from FDA. And they audited us. And then now we are set on a path for success, to be very honest. We know what we need to do. All of our ingredients get, like, even though it's expensive expensive to test all the raw material, to test all the finished product. But we know that your oral health is connected to your overall health. And we feel very proud in serving to the community that, hey, our product, you're getting the best ingredients, and that's lab tested. Our products are tested. The finished product is tested, and you see FDA recalling products after product. We never want to be in that situation, so it's a blessing in disguise, that we went through this process, and now we are like, all right, we know what is needed to be in. And it's not just about compliance, right? Like, we also want to take care of our community. Like I said, like, your oral health is connected to your overall health. So
Yeah, it's so important, and I'm glad that proved to be a powerful and helpful lesson. In a way, it was like having a consultant come in and walk you through all the things you need to do to fix, right, to get perfect. Yeah, so I'm glad you were able to see the good in the silver lining, if you will. Um, all of us struggle with how we deal with failures. It's universal, I think,
yes.
at some level. Even people who coach people on how to deal with failures sometimes struggle with their failures. But I wonder if you would give us a tip to help us figure out how we can do a better job of coping with failures, to move on and convert failure into success.
So what has worked for me is, obviously, you want to get rid of the dissonance, but at some point in your entrepreneur journey, you have to make failure your best friend. You have to embrace that. And obviously, I run a manufacturing company, I've cried, and it's a very lonely journey. But then over time, like, you get through the hump to, like, all right, how much tears am I going to shed? How much am I going to yell? So you just kind of embrace it. It's like, all right, I'll get through it tomorrow. Just take a day off or rest, and then revisit. And when you revisit the issue from a different angle, and I always tell my husband, like, there is always solution to every problem. There is that, like, toothpaste tablet, there is a solution to plastic problem. So I think it's just like giving yourself a break, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to be okay with failure. I think that helped me, and especially coming from a Nepali culture, it's very like failure is not an option kind of, but over time to get rid of that and be like, I'm okay with failure. What's the worst going to happen? I'll figure out something tomorrow. And I also want to mention, like, during this process, just building the brand, like, I'm just so shocked and surprised the amount of help that is available. It just, you just have to go ask for it. And people are so wonderful, especially like, for example, when we did when I don't come from a tableting industry. I don't even know how to make a tablet, but we figured it out. But during this process, great brands, great companies came along to help us out, when we reached out, like, hey, this is where I'm struggling with. And and not just our customer as a customer community, but like some of our customers know, like, when we started our tableting, they would crumble, they would, like, turn into a dust. It was not usable. But throughout this process, like, just doing outreach and reaching out to people for help really, really, like, empowered me to, continue on this journey.
That's really, I think, powerful insight. We have just a minute left. Deepti, tell us about how people can get in touch with you if they've got questions before they invest, how people can follow you on social media, and of course, tell people how they can invest.
Yep. Yeah. You can invest through the link that you have provided, and you can find me on LinkedIn. Not very active. I spend a lot of my time at the warehouse or at the facility, but definitely very active on responding to the emails. My email is deepti@kaylaan.com. I read every single email, even spam, because sometimes I love turning, like, things into an opportunity. So reach out, and like you mentioned, we are already raising fund. I'm just like shocked that I just posted send out the link and people are already investing. So that's a true testament of people wanted to invest in a company that is, doing good for the environment. And email and social media. Yes, we're not very active on social media right now, but we are also, as part of our marketing plan, is to grow our social media. So Kaylaan Toothpaste on Instagram and Facebook, Kaylaan Toothpaste, and then on LinkedIn. And there's only one Deepti Brambl in the world, so you can just look for Deepti Brambl. You should be able to connect.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Deepti, thank you so much for joining us today. I love what you're doing, and I am so excited to see you succeed, not only with your crowdfunding raise, but in growing this high impact business, an amazing brand. I love your approach, and I truly want to see you succeed in the biggest possible way.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All righty now, let's do some good.